What's good, everybody? I miss the body, man. It's not this team. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. What's good, everybody? What's good? Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Special show. Y'all know I don't come on Tuesdays. But I had to, man. Special edition. Shout out to all of our JSU Tigers, man, that won awards today. Cody ×3, Coach Prime. Shout out to Coach Prime, man, winning SWAC Coach. SWAC Coach of the Year again, man. SWAC Coach of the Year again. So we're going to jump into it, man. So what I wanted to do, like I said, I really won't be on no longer than an hour. I got to roll out. Got somewhere to be, man. So, but can't pass up an opportunity to come on and really talk about our Jack State Football Tigers, man. So we already knew we were going to have quite a few that were going to be getting some postseason awards, but there we go. What's up, everybody? We already knew we was going to have quite a few that was going to be getting some postseason awards, but we wasn't sure what awards would go to who. And I'm going to be the first to tell you, man, there has been a lot of times that the SWAC has got it wrong. I say, man, it's probably going to be some not so happy people today that didn't have that had a lot to say about the awards today. But hey, man, I don't really give a daggone. I don't give a darn because we've got snubbed quite a few times over the years, man. So, but I'm gonna basically take pretty much all of this from the press release and I'm going to give everybody their flowers, man. So I'm definitely going to do a good bit of reading. I'm going to follow along with you guys in the chat. But we want to just take this time, man, to just really try to shine a big light on our Jackson State Tigers, man. I was a little disappointed just a minute ago. The Connolly Trophy. I know, man. Quinshawn Judkins won the Connolly Award for Ole Miss. I think they should name that award the best player between Mississippi State and the Ole Miss Award. That's what I think. I don't think no matter what you do at Jackson State, you're going to get a chance to win the Connolly. Somebody's the best player in Mississippi. So, I mean, but shout out to Judkins. He had over 1,400 rushing yards, led the SEC in rushing, and 16, 14, 15. I think he had I want to say he had 16 touchdowns. So he had a really good season, man. So not taking anything from Judkins was good. But enough about that. The Connolly, we didn't win it. I saw everything Coach Prime said. As a matter of fact, on the page, if you haven't watched already, I got the full interview from the press weekly presser. I got it posted on the page, so feel free to go ahead and tap into that if you haven't already. I already see some folks talking about some snubs. I agree. I mean, yeah, I could definitely one name I'm gonna go here real quick on we definitely can make a case for Willis Patrick. I thought Willis Patrick held his own all year long, man. Should have at least made second team, but to not be on there is almost criminal, you know what I mean? But Jeremiah Brown, you can make a case for him as well. But we got 12, and we're going to celebrate those. I love what Coach Prime said, though. He was like, if you don't see your name, it ought to, pee you off to the point to where you really want to go out there and show them where they messed up at. So there's never – unless they just put the whole team on there, everybody's not going to be happy, man. So but anyway, let's jump right into it. Jack State football earned 4 major honors as 12 players were named to the all-conference team as the Southwestern Athletic Conference announced all league honors today. So Shout out to that. Says SWAC has no update. What say Blue has an update, has to update their position terminology. They got linebackers listed as defensive linemen and defensive linemen listed as linebackers. They need to include edge as linebackers. And yeah, that'll definitely I agree with that. Yeah, Ronnie Thomas should have been Defensive Player of the Year. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm gonna tell you like this right here. I ain't entertaining nobody over Aubrey. And I get the stats. I hear you, but I'm gonna just say it like this right here. Jack State got the #1 defense in the nation. You do what you want to do with that. Y'all can call all them empty stats on losing teams all you want to. Aubrey Miller was leading the #1 defense, not HBCU football, but #1 defense in all of FCS. And to have one of those players be the face of the defense, that they got right. Now, you can make a case for – I saw some people making some cases as to why Kevin Coleman probably won Freshman of the Year, but, I mean, I'm not trying to hear Aubrey. And it ain't just about sacks. It's not just about it's about impact. It's about winning plays. It's about, a lot of different things, man. But Aubrey being the face of the best defense in college football, best defense in FCS football, good luck trying to convince me of that. I'm not going to listen to that at all. So I'm going to move on from that. But nevertheless, JSU quarterback Shedeur Sanders was named Offensive Player of the Year. Shout out to two, man. Offensive Player of the Year. I'm going to read through some of the stats. Sanders set a single-season school record for touchdown passes, 32, and completions, 284, while throwing for 3,083 yards and rushing for a career-high 5 touchdowns. He set a career with 438 passing yards against Mississippi Valley State on September 24th and threw a career-high 5 touchdowns twice in a games versus the Florida schools, Florida A&M, Bethune-Cookman, obviously. This season, Sanders, a Walter Payton Award finalist as FCS Offensive Player of the Year, led Jack State football to the first 11-0 record in program history. He had 7 games with 3+ touchdown passes this season, 2 3 touchdown games, 3 forced touchdown games, and 2 5 touchdown games, and 4 300+ passing yard games this season. Sanders is the first JSU player to be named SWAC Player of the Year since wide receiver Rico Richardson. And that was in 2012, man. So shout out to two, man. Shout out to Grown. But like I said, we're going to jump. We want to definitely give a shout out to Coach Prime, man. This is why they want him. Back then, they didn't want him. Now ain't hot. Everybody all on him, right? Coach Prime wins it again. I mean, like I said, same thing we just mentioned for Shedeur. 11-0, first 11-0 season ever in the history of Jack State football. And one thing to mention, Shedeur hasn't lost a SWAC game in his 2 years, at Jackson State. But to those that talked about running, shout out to Aubrey Miller Jr. Got a Senior Bowl invite. I mean, Aubrey just a man amongst boys. I mean, just have played an amazing season last year, came in, and the expectations were extremely high for him. Aubrey Miller made 98 tackles, 53 solo, 1 sack. That's questionable, but anyway, they say 1 sack, 3 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 4 quarterback hits, 5 pass breakups, and 1 touchdown. So he had a little bit more of a well-rounded season. Aubrey Miller, a Buck Buchanan Award finalist as FCS Defensive Player of the Year, recorded 8+ tackles in a game 7 times, including 4 10+ tackling games. He tied a career high with 19 tackles against Texas Southern on November the 5th, made 17 tackles against Alabama A&M the following game, and 11 tackles the next game at Alcorn November 19th. Aubrey Miller is the first JSU player to be named SWAC Defensive Player of the Year since his former teammate last year, Mr. Keontae Hampton. So shout out to 45, man. Big 4-5, man. He's a baller, bro. Y'all know what it is. And like I said, you can make whatever case you want to make. I just ain't listening to it. I'm gonna close my ears and go bleep 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 bleep. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I ain't trying to hear it. I mean, now I'll give you one name that I know has some godly stats, but he's on the 6-5 team. Colton Adams, Bubba, has some amazing stats this year. But again, Aubrey Miller, leader of the number one defense in the nation. And what makes the team the number one defense is a plethora of players making big plays. So you don't want to punish a player because he has a great defense that he's playing a part of. Not one dude doing everything on a sorry. And they weren't sorry, but they weren't as dominant as Jack State defense this year. So, yeah, man. So shout out to Aubrey. And last but not least, Mr. Kevin Coleman, freshman of the year. Kevin Coleman totaled 603 all-purpose yards this season. He caught 32 passes for 320 yards and 1 touchdown. Oh, my goodness, the amount of stats that Kevin Coleman accounted for that didn't actually count. It seemed like every time he did something good, it got taken away from a penalty, man. I mean, the kick return should have been – that should have been legit, but we're not going to go back through that anymore. But anyway, he said he caught 32 passes for 320 yards and 1 touchdown while averaging 25.3 yards on kick returns and 8.7 yards on punt returns. Coleman had 3 receptions of 20-plus yards, and he had 3 kickoff returns of 30-plus yards. This is the second straight year JSU has had the league's Freshman of the Year. Sanders won Freshman of the Year award, and that's pretty awesome. Shout out to K3, man. Like I said, you can argue it, but like I told people on Twitter today, I said I'm not doing any arguing, and I'm not debating this. The SWAC has gotten it wrong at times, very wrong. Especially, I'm gonna say it again. James Houston should have won Defensive Player of the Year last year. I understand Isaiah Land had 19 sacks. I don't care. Go back and look at the stats. I'm telling you right now, he had 7 forced fumbles, 16 and a half sacks. I know Isaiah Land had 19 sacks, and it was all worldly, but he had 30-some tackles and 19 sacks. And he had 5 sacks against Fort Valley State. I'll never forget that. I'll never forgive the SWAC for messing that up. He was the best player on defense, and y'all saw that on Sunday or Thursday on Thanksgiving Day when he finally got a chance to go out there. So shout out to make sure y'all go vote. I don't have the overlays over there, but it's on my Twitter page. Make sure you go vote. You can vote multiple times. You can go to IG. You can go to Tiger Talk the 1400 Club on IG. Make sure you're voting. Let's make sure that James Houston is the NFL Rookie of the Week. Let's make that happen for him. You can vote as many times as you like. HBCU Nation. Let's go out there and make sure that we vote for our brother, man, James Houston. But speaking of Coach Prime, like I said, Coach Prime was named SWAC Coach of the Year for the second straight year after leading Jack State to his first 11-0 season in program history. Tigers have the nation's top-ranked defense in 5 categories and have held 10 teams. I'm going to say it again. Have held 10 teams to 14 points or less. In the last 2 seasons, Jack State football is 22-2 overall with consecutive undefeated seasons in the Southwestern Athletic Conference play. So these are SWAC awards. So if you want to, let's just look at the 8 SWAC games and look at the stats of that. And then you can kind of get why, this may matter a little bit more than just talking about it. So like I said, man, there's a lot of different scenarios that could have played out. I thought the SWAC, somebody said today, the SWAC basically said, here you go, JSU, just take all the awards. So I ain't got no problem with that because I felt like, we earned that right at least. But again, you still want to, when you're doing postseason awards, you want to make sure that there's some, I'm gonna unhide this. I'm gonna add the rest of the photos I have, but there's the reason why I'm doing it this way, and y'all just have to bear with me, is because you can only upload so many photos at one time. So I'm gonna go in and make sure I get everyone else, because everyone, what I do appreciate, shout out to Dwayne Lewis, our SID, for getting me the information and making sure that we have what we need to discuss who we want to talk about. So we're going to get into all 12 players. I mean, those 4 names that we just talked about, Coach Prime included. Now we're going to break down the first team and second team all SWAC. So I know there's a lot of debates about this particular team, but there's a couple of names on here that I'm just ecstatic about to see, and we'll delve into that in just a second. Let me add all these photos real quick, and then we'll. So bear with your boy just a minute. And then I'll get to the comments, and then we'll go. A couple of names I'm very proud of. I do, now that y'all say it, I didn't think about it earlier. Man, I really do wish Willis Patrick would have been on here. Now that you say that, he absolutely should have gotten the postseason award, in my opinion. I mean, he dominated all year long. He really did. And for him not to be listed and be rewarded is kind of criminal. So I hope he go out there and just pancake the crap out of everybody that's coming on his side, and he let everybody know what time it is. 73 should have definitely been on the team. And I think maybe the person who was playing at their position, maybe they felt like they going to the right. We'll start with second team. First person up. I don't know what the world made them make. Alejandro Mata won second team specialist. My goodness. I mean, all he does is he's auto mata, right? But specialist, he made the kicker in second team all SWAC. Like Coach Prime said, I don't know how he made second team anything, right? But nevertheless, he did make second team. But congratulations to Alejandro Mata. Did a fantastic job this year. I mean, he's an amazing kicker. And true freshman kicker. He was kicking in high school last year. Think about that. And now he's kicking for the best HBCU in the nation. So I'll come back to that. Let's go back to who else on second team? Isaiah Bolden, second team defense, DB. Shout out to Zay Bolden. I know one of the things he really was honing in on this year, he really wanted to put his DB skills on display. He has played in the slot all season. For everyone that does know football, man, playing in the slot is tough. It's a tough position to play in. Haven't really given up a lot all season. And so he's pretty much held his own. So shout out to Zay for handling business on defense, man. Next up, Justin Reagan, defensive lineman, edge rusher, had his best game of the year versus Alcorn. Our last game, Soul Bowl, had his coming out party, 3 sacks, had the game-altering sack that led to a scoop, almost a scoop and score by Jeremiah Brown. But Justin Reagan was just always been Mr. Consistency. When he gets in, he always makes his presence felt, and he did a fantastic job this season, man. So shout out to Justin Reagan and I don't have a picture for Hollywood Hooks. I know someone was talking about in the comments, Shane Hooks. Some people feel like he got snubbed first team. You can make a case for that. I mean, definitely can make a case for Shane first team, but put the ball on the ground a few times, but I don't think that had much to do with it, though. I think it had a lot to do with the people who maybe were picked ahead of him. I don't have the full list in front of me because I really just want to talk about our team. So those are the second team, and then I'm gonna basically just speak to each of those players, and then I also don't have one for DJ Stevens. So I'm gonna go through them real quick. And I want to make sure we give all of them their shine. Shane Hooks caught 54 passes for 601 yards, 8 touchdowns. I mean, hey, man, that's 54 passing yards. 54 receptions for 601 yards, 8 tugs. Man, he tied for second in the SWAC in receptions. How is he second in? Yeah, man, Shane should have been first team. Yeah, he should have been first team. Come on, man. He's tied for second. Well, he's tied for second. So if they only did 2 wide receivers, then maybe the person who got tied. He caught 5 or more passes in 6 games this season. 3 2-touchdown reception games. I mean, my goodness, man. He balled out. So maybe he felt a little snub. I mean, he had the amazing ESPN catch, top 10 play with the one-hander against Grambling. I mean, he had a heck of a season. Now, I mentioned DJ Stevens. This is one of the ones I'm probably the most proud of because I think we all really wanted to see the tight end position utilized a lot more at Jack State. But DJ Stevens, he caught 32 passes, 320 yards, 3 touchdowns. He made a career-high 6 receptions for 31 yards against Bethune-Cookman and caught a touchdown pass in games versus Campbell, Texas Southern, and Alabama A&M. So shout out to DJ Stevens, man. It's just a staple on the offensive side of the ball, man. He's a weapon. And Shador, towards the latter part of the season, has really been going to him. He's been Mr. Reliable. He's only dropped one ball all season. That actually hit him in his hand that he should have caught the ball. But I'm gonna throw them back up as I'm going back through their stats. Justin Reagan recorded 36 tackles. He leads the team in sacks. He actually had 8.5 sacks, which is 5th in the SWAC. And tackles for loss, he had 14.5, which is 4th in the SWAC. Now, keep this in mind. I mean, Justin Reagan has maybe started half the games this season, and it just goes to show you the depth that we had on this team. And he's also a holdover from the previous regime, so it's pretty awesome to see him hold his own with Coach Prime and staff. And he forced 3 fumbles. He had 1 block kick, 1 pass breakup. He's made 5 tackles, a career-high 3 sacks, and a career-tying 3.5 sacks for loss, with 1 forced fumble at Alcorn, and made a career-high 7 tackles, 1 sack, 3.5 tackles for loss versus Tennessee State. So shout out to Justin Reagan for the amazing season that he did have. He got rewarded for his second team. Like I said, you can make a case, maybe first team, but second team, we'll take it. We'll take it. Isaiah Bolden, we'll go back real quick. He had 38 tackles, 25 solo, 2.5 tackles for loss, 1 fumble recovery, 5 pass breakups, while averaging 26 yards on kickoff returns. He made a career-high 9 tackles and had a 31-yard kickoff return versus Alabama State, and he tallied 5 tackles in the career-best 3 pass breakups versus Alcorn. Not a lot of interceptions, but the pass breakups speaks to exactly what it is that he's been able to do. Alejandro Mata, he leads the SWAC in extra points made, 43, and he's attempted 44. So one of them was blocked, and he is tied for 3rd in the SWAC in field goals made, which is 10 out of 11 attempts. One of them was blocked. Every kick that he's gotten off, he hasn't missed a kick. So to rank him 2nd in the SWAC in scoring with 73 points, he averaged 10 plus points in a game 4 times, including making a career high 8 PATs with 1 field goal to score a career high 11 points against Florida A&M. So, I mean, I think he should have been first team kicker, man. I mean, let's just be real. I mean, they should have gave it to us as bad as we were last year. I mean, we were pretty bad on the kicking side last year. So, but nevertheless, let's go to. I already spoke on. I'm not gonna really go through Shador and Aubrey. I think I pretty much already covered Shador and Aubrey. We're gonna get into the first team defense. I mean, first team all SWAC. First man up, Mr. Tyler Brown. And I don't think they have many stats from Mr. Tyler Brown, but an offense that led what is it here? It is said Brown was the top lineman on an offense that leads the SWAC and ranks in the top 15 in scoring, 37.5 points per game. Boy, we took a nosedive in points per game. That's 8th in FCS. Passing offense, 290.5 yards per game. That's 10th in FCS. And total offense, 448 yards per game. That's 14th in FCS. The offense gained 400-plus yards in 8 games this season, including a pair of 600-yard games. We had 638 yards versus Mississippi Valley and 608 yards versus Grambling. Like I said, I think Tyler Brown and Willis Patrick should have been on the SWAC, whether it be first or second team. Both of them should have been on there, in my honest opinion. If I had to guess on the offensive line, I would have actually chose Willis Patrick first, just because of what we've seen him do from a pancake side, how he dominated his side of the ball, man. He hadn't really gotten whooped at all. So I think he would probably, and he's a captain, so I think he definitely probably would have. I know he's probably feels very snubbed on not getting an award. But what can you say, man? Next man up, one of my favorite players, if not my most favorite player on the Jackson State roster. Got nothing but love for Killer Cam, ranked 2nd on the team with 55 tackles. He had 34 solo tackles with 1.5 sacks, 5.5 tackles for loss, 1 pass breakup, 1 fumble recovery. He made a career high 11 tackles twice versus Tennessee State with 1.5 tackles for loss, and versus Texas Southern with 7 solo tackles each game. All right, he recorded 6 tackles and 1.5 tackles for loss versus Alabama A&M. Cameron Craig has been arguably the best DB on the team of both positions since he's been in the Jack State uniform. I mean, one of my favorite players, man, Mr. Consistency. When he's out there, he's going to do everything he has to do. He plays winning football. And I would have never thought that he would have been what he is. You know, you look at his size, he's definitely picked up some weight this season. And Cameron is a pro. In my opinion, he's a pro. Without question, he's a pro. When I say pro, I mean long-term, pending, barring no injuries and nothing like that. I do feel like he is a pro. And, man, I tell you, man, congratulations to Cameron Craig for making first team all SWAC. Definitely got his recognition, and we proud of him for that, man. Next man up, Mr. Dallas Daniels, man. Mr. Dallas Daniels, man. Let's see. Let's get to Dallas. Dallas caught 54 passes for 632 yards and 6 touchdowns this season. Now, Shane had 8 touchdowns, 601. That's why I said it give or take. So let's look at Shane's stats. He had 54 passing receptions. Dallas had 54. So they both, literally, Shane and Dallas both had 54 passing receptions, 54 receptions. Dallas had 632 yards. Shane had 601 yards. Shane had 8 touchdowns, which is tied for second in the SWAC. Dallas had 6 touchdowns. But Dallas did miss a game with injury. He said Dallas ranks tied for second in SWAC in receptions. That's who he's tied with. He's tied with his brother Shane Hook. So I guess they chose one or the other. Second in receiving yards and 4th in touchdowns. Among his top games this season, Dallas caught 7 passes for 120 yards and 3 touchdowns versus Grambling, followed by a 10-catch, 142-yard game versus Mississippi Valley. Maybe it was those big games that kind of gave him the edge over Shane to be first team. But give or take, it's interchangeably. It could have went either way. So definitely proud of Daniel. Proud of Dallas Daniels. Quiet. Coach Prime called him a pro. He got the invite to the East-West Shrine Bowl. Shane should definitely get an invite to the East-West Shrine Bowl. Hopefully we get another player somewhere in there, whether East-West Shrine Bowl, whether it be the NFLPA Bowl, or whether it be the Senior Bowl. I don't know if we'll get another Senior Bowl invite, but I would definitely love to see some of those other players to get invitations. Next man up, Mr. Niles Gaddy, man. Shout out to Niles Gaddy, man. One of my favorite players on the team. Shout out to Big Daddy Gaddy. I think I saw him on the comments. We talked today. When the awards came out today, I tell you, man, I called Mr. Gaddy, and I was like, man, bro, he did it, man. I was pumped up about it. I had him as my dark horse defensive player of the year, but for him to make first team, came out of the gates on fire. And then, like we talked, they started game planning for him. Got a little nicked up throughout the season, but listen, he recorded 33 tackles, ranked second on the team in both sacks. He had 6 sacks and tackles for loss 10, with 2 forced fumbles, 3 quarterback hits, 2 pass breakups among his top games. He made 6 tackles with a career high 3.5 sacks and 4 tackles for loss, with 2 quarterback hits versus Tennessee State. Tennessee State, he was a monster, madman. And he was one of the main reasons why the defense was able to really stabilize Tennessee State's offense, and we was able to win a slobber knocker of a game. And he recorded 5 tackles with 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, and 1 forced fumble versus Bethune-Cookman. And then, and the fun part about it is that he's even gotten we got him for another year, So I mean, I think. As myself and Mr. Gaddy were talking, I mean, now the real work starts. I mean, you get recognized, you get the awards, and now you got to really go out and really show what you can do now. So, but first team all SWAC for Mr. Niles Gaddy, man, definitely proud of him. When I see him, I'm definitely gonna let him know, how much we have been rooting for him. I know Mr. Gaddy was thankful. We've been out on the front line. Zoe, first and foremost, because Zoe was the first one to say, hey, man, he's going to be a special player as he grows into his body. Took a stride, picked up the weight coming off the edge. I mean, he's a pro, man. If he can, he's going to continue to get strong. I think Niles is the prototypical pro coming off the edge, man. So, I mean, he has another year to come back and iron, and iron out some of the kinks and sharpen some more of his skills and talents, pick up that weight, get stronger, get faster, get more polished with the technique. And I'm telling you right now, he'll be unstoppable. I'm talking about Pro Bowl level in the NFL. I think he has that kind of potential. And I'm not saying that because I talked to his pops, but when you look at his frame, you look at it, he has the ability to do that. Work ethic is, second to none. I know some question the media day of presence last year. No. That shows you that our head coach being an NFL guy and his D-line coach and linebacker coach, these all being NFL guys, they acknowledge his work ethic. And it's just great to see somebody put the work in and be rewarded for it. So heck of a season for Dallas and not Dallas, heck of a season for Niles. And we ecstatic and happy that he was able to do what he had to do. Next man up, where my guy at, man? Where my guy at, man? Where my guy at? There he is. There he is, man. Mr. Savion Wilkinson. Man, listen, man. What a heck of a season, man, for Savion, bro. This is listen, folks. Listen, let me take this off real quick. You talk about, so if y'all haven't had a chance to go watch the video of the CEO of Under Armour that met with the team, 30-minute plus video, amazing, just video. It was amazing. He talked about betting on himself, right? I think when we talk about betting on yourself, Savion Wilkinson is probably the face of that for our football team. We talk about he left Delaware State, entered the portal, went over to West Virginia, and he saw what he wanted to see in Jackson State football program. And he felt like, if I could just get over there, I know what I could do. I know what I need to do. And he came over, man. I'm talking about like 7th string. He was way down the depth chart. He just worked and just worked and just worked and just worked. And it just goes to show, man, in one season, hard work pays off. You're talking about, I want to read this to you guys, and then we'll talk a little further about Savion. Wilkinson moved into the starting lineup in the 3rd game of the season, y'all. And he powered the JSU rushing attack to new heights, rushing for 1,039 rush yards on 197 carries. That's 5.3 yards per carry, man. That's why Willis Patrick should have been. That's another reason why he should have been on the all SWAC team. He had 8 touchdowns, and he caught 17 passes for 117 yards and 1 touchdown. His 1,000-yard rushing season is the 12th in school history and the first since 1999. Wilkinson's career high, 214 yards rushing against Texas Southern, was the 6th highest single game total in program history. So shout out to Savion Wilkinson, man. I mean, you're talking about just a beautiful story, man, of somebody betting on himself and literally putting in the work. Came in as a walk-on, did not have a scholarship. He took that preferred walk-on opportunity, and he worked his behind off. Don't say a whole lot. Has a great family support system. Really embodies what HBCUs, what just Jackson State football team is all about, man. And I'm telling you, he is outside of Shador, you're talking about the face of the Jackson State football program, in my opinion, because of just blue-collar, hard worker. And I think he is the single most important person going into Saturday's game. I know as 2 goes, we go. But I'm telling y'all right now, Savion needs to have a big game on Saturday. And I'm telling you, Savion is that ticket to get us that first ever Celebration Bowl. I stand on that. I ain't budging on it. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? I've said it. I mean it. And it is what it is, man. So that right there will complete the list. I wanted to say the best for last. I've already mentioned Kevin. I already mentioned Shador. I already mentioned Aubrey, the player awards, and I already mentioned Coach Prime. So listen, man, this is outstanding. I mean, this is a great day for Jackson State football. I mean, you get to get 12. So I was telling Mr. Gaddy also, I said, for all we know, Niles could actually easily come into the season of 2023 being the SWAC Defensive Player of the Year, returning on defense. It's very possible. Some other names that I feel like could have been mentioned, Devontae Davis. He played very well this year, started majority of the season. If not, I'm not sure if he started every single game, but I mean, you're talking about absorbing a lot of the impact inside the line. And but nevertheless, man, what you said, MEAC can stop him because he's from the MEAC. Now he started off his career in the MEAC. I mean, it don't got nothing to do with the MEAC. The MEAC ain't made nobody. Players make the MEAC, not the other way around. Just FYI. So. Just got a Ryan Waters reportedly a finalist for the Colorado head coaching job. Ryan Waters, they might want to go that way. They even say Illinois defensive coordinator in Buffalo, Ryan Waters is a finalist according to Adam. Hey, that might be the route they need to go. I mean, in my opinion, man, like I told y'all, Coach Prime is our head coach until he's not our head coach. So I'm not even entertaining any of that other stuff, man. I feel very confident. Y'all make sure, if you haven't already, and pause on everything that we've been talking about. Y'all know what the day is, man. Today, November 29th, day of giving. Let's give if you haven't already. Made my donation. Give. Go JSUTigers.com/give. Man, we're trying to hit $2 $3 million, man. They putting a lot of energy behind this Road to Champions campaign. We talked about it last night. Definitely want to make sure I put that in front of you guys again. Give. You know, if you got a platform and then you cover Jackson State, you know, with all due respect, you know, throw something in the pot. We appreciate it because I'm telling you, if Jackson State stay hot, your content going to stay hot. So if you making money off JSU, it's only right that you put a tip in the pot, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. So we got about right around 22 minutes, man, before we. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open it up. Do me a favor, y'all. When I open this up, I do not want to, I'm going to say this again. Shout out to everybody who normally, regularly comes on. I want to hear from some people that don't talk. It's 380 people in the chat right now. 380 people. I get the same. I got love for Randy. I got love for Brian. I got love for Doc. I got love for everybody that come on. Nerds, take a break on this one. This is an impromptu show. I wanted to give some love to the award winners. I'm gonna open this up. Let me get some different people in here. So I'm telling you now, don't feel some type of way if you come on and I don't bring you on. I want to hear from some different people. Just want to kind of get your thoughts and opinions. Got about a little over 20 minutes, and I wrap with you. And anything I want to talk about, if the women want to come on. Now, like I said, I want to hear from some different people, man. Give some different perspectives, and we'll go from there because I like to keep it fresh. And I also don't want to make you sit here and look at my face and watch me talk the whole time. That's why I'm opening it up early. But that's what I had as far as the awards. A really proud moment, proud day. Watched everything that's out there. Love the Under Armour. Man, I love that video. I love the shoes, man. Shout out to, and I'm telling y'all, man, I just hit the link. Major B Bullies. KJ hit the link. Yeah, anybody come on, man. It's all good, man. We're going to rock out for another 20 minutes. But again, like I said, I really wanted to just show some love to our Tigers, man, that won these postseason awards. Like I said, the Connolly Awards I can make a case why Shador could have won it, but hey, man, Krishan Junkins, I mean, we all pretty much knew that was probably the way it was going to go. Like I said, the Connolly Trophy needs to be named the best player between Mississippi State and Ole Miss. Just make it about that. How you think Coach Prime's speech is going to be after the win? I think he's going to talk about the win like he Stony Stout. I don't know who you are, but what's up, Stony Stout? How you doing? You on mute. You're on mute if you're talking. There you go. What's going on? If you're talking, I can't hear you. All right, go ahead and kick you from the studio. Anybody else want to come on? Appreciate that, Night Rider. Appreciate that. Shout out to Reed Enterprise, man. Lacing us up with merch, man. Got all the dope hats. It's one of the hats I had on yesterday. Got the, always gonna keep the J's, man. Reed Enterprise, best hats in the game, man. Best merch in the game. Also shout out to Rick Deuce. My boy, I Am Public Figure. Also, I even saw my boy Richard Bradley popping out them M-Bar hats. Yes, indeed, man. The Under Armour speech was amazing, said. I really enjoyed that. I want a pair of them shoes, man. Them workout shoes that turn into some slides. I said, boy, that's man, you talking about innovation. And then you don't have to tie your shoes up. I mean, that's some dope stuff, man. But he talked about your network. He's talked about your network. Nerds ain't bringing you on, man. Told you that. I love you, bro, but I'm not bringing anybody on the stream that's been on before. I got a short stream, and I want to hear from some different people. So yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow night for the regular stream, and then we'll go from there. Thick Pen Kings. What's going on, man?
What's up with you, man? I seen your preview coming up, and I wanted to check it out.
Man, I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. How's everything going over there with you, man?
Yeah, man, it's going pretty good, man. Nothing, man, not too much. I've been just looking at all the little Twitter comments, all the little YouTube posts about coach leaving and this and that. Man, them boys ain't worried about that.
No, they focus on winning, man.
At all.
They focus on winning. It's winning time right now. Everything else gonna take care of itself. Hold on real quick. We got Nato Jenkins. Nato, what's going on?
What's going on, Big King? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro. What you got?
Man, I be peeping on my way to work in the morning. And I said, man, if I ever get the chance to call in or tap in on the link, I was gonna tap in, man.
Yeah. Appreciate you coming on, man. I just wanted to mix it up a little bit. Like I said, we got about a good little over 15 minutes, and just make it quick, man. Just kind of get what's on you guys' mind, and because like I said, I'm gonna be on but an hour. I got somewhere to be once I get off today. That's why I never really do Tuesdays or Thursdays on the streams, but I had to do it today because I just wanted to. So, what's on your mind though? And then I'll get to KJ next. What you got?
Nah, man, I actually been agreeing with a lot of the stuff you've been saying as far as like the reasons as to why it would not make sense for Coach Prime to leave, especially with everything that he had been saying, the promises that he'd been making to everyone. I'm a Central grad. I went to North Carolina Central. I played up under Jerry Mack for 3 years, but
oh, nice.
Like I said, I've been enamored. I love JSU now, so I am kind of conflicted with
it. You tell them that, boy. We get to that celebration, boy. You gonna have to make a decision, dog.
Yeah, man. I'm conflicted. I got a couple of my young boys I coach. They on the D line for Central, so I'm gonna be conflicted, man. But I'm hoping, just for a good game overall. I really feel like Jackson State gonna pull it out by a large number. But nah, man. I just wanted to say, yeah, I agree with what you were saying as far as like, there's a lot of promises he gonna have to double back on, and he gonna have to face those if he was to move on to another school. I mean, people would actually, they have the right to feel some type of way, especially for a lot of us in this HBCU space, where it's like, man, this was actually the first time we've seen someone come to this space and really level these playing fields like we've been wanting to. So, yeah, man, I just want to tell you I agree with you on that.
Hey, I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna answer you off. I'm gonna go ahead and move everybody off and just try to keep it moving but with that one, I'm gonna address that because I was thinking about that this morning. All right, and before you go, so somebody, I forget the gentleman's name that was in the chat yesterday. He was like, "No, Coach Prime don't owe anybody anything," and I said he's right. But as I'm doing what I'm doing this morning, I'm like, as a man, what we say, all I got is my testes and my word, right? So you give your word. What I wanted to say about that is people have the right to feel like they grabbed something from him. They were pulled in from what he had to say to them. And whether we feel is right or wrong, they have the right. There's a reason they feel that way. We gotta be sensitive and not act like people just arbitrarily came up with this in their mind and they just deluded themselves into hearing what they know they heard. So we can't just be like, oh man, y'all need to he can do what he want to do. That's true. Two things can be true at the same time, but there is that element that that's gonna have to be addressed on that side. I won't be one of them because I'm one that tend to accept the reality and give myself time to deal with it immediately, and then I got to move on because life ain't gonna stop because you don't get what you want. So I appreciate it, bro. We can take it a little deeper tomorrow if you're gonna be back on. But go ahead and I'll let you get one more comment, and we'll move on.
I just want to ask this. It's I hold this to the same regards as like Mikey Williams. Like when you put HBCU in the platform like you do, I mean, there has to be a level of responsibility that comes behind that. Like ever since he committed to Memphis, I'm like, man, like what was your whole point of going down that thread of just saying like, oh, I'm going to an HBCU, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So like, I do feel like Prom does owe us something. When you come to our space, you say this, like you can't just do what you do and then move on. Like, all right, well, we weren't expecting it no way. So I feel like there is a part of him that does owe us that responsibility of the things that he did say.
I think with Mikey, in your example, what we don't know is he gave a list of 10 schools, 5 HBCUs, 5 PWIs, right? Mm-hmm. We don't know how well those schools recruited him. So my pops always told me leave room for error, even though I agree with you. Until I have all the answers, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's something that he would have to be. I think that's where the reporters, those that get access to those types of people, that they have to ask the right questions. Like Coach said today, he said there's a lot of good questions out there. I'm not gonna lead you into telling and asking me what needs to be asked, but we have to have people that is gonna be not afraid to go in and ask the right questions. I agree with you. I feel like everybody has a right to feel how they feel, and I don't even know if we would even have to deal with that at the end of this year because I personally feel like Coach Prime going to be our coach next year. I do. And I'm going to say it again. Coach Prime is our football coach until he is not. Until he is not.
Yeah.
And if he's not, then we'll deal with that at that time. But I just noticed I ain't even entertaining it like that no more. I don't even talk about it on Twitter. I just kind of chuckle with everybody that's out saying what they saying. And let's be real about something. If he wanted to take the Colorado job, he could have just took the offer when he mentioned it and been done with it. And you got to read the tea leaves. So it's saying if this dude is a finalist now, then obviously he hadn't really committed to whether or not he's going to leave. But speaking of Colorado, they got the worst roster in all the nation in the whole country, bro. And he's not flipping that. It's cold as all get out. You got altitude. The roster sucks. They're in a dying conference that loses their 2 big blue bloods to the Big Ten. That team ain't had a winning season, maybe 1 or 2 winning seasons in 2 decades.
Carter play.
It's a heck of an uphill battle to go to Colorado and turn it around. It's just no easy way to put that.
And it won't happen in 2 years either.
It won't happen in 2 years. But what I'd say, if I'm Coach Prime, you got everything. You hot right now. You sitting there, bro. He had a billionaire sitting in our campus yesterday, presenting us and showing commercials and stuff like that to our Jack State football team. If you want to go to that next level, go next year. If you want to go, like try next year. You know what I'm saying? Try your best. This is what I'm saying. This is gonna happen every single year. So. Somebody said, well, man, he should stay longer. I didn't have him staying at Jack State longer than 4 years, regardless, man. I just didn't. I never saw him staying forever. I always said I wanted to stay to 2030, but let's be realistic. So, but, man, we can dive into that a lot more tomorrow when I come on. But that's my take on that for right now.
I appreciate it, Ken. I'm going to definitely be on tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Nato. KJ, what's up, baby?
What's going on?
How you doing? You got it. Oh man, it's KJ. Man, appreciate you coming on with the diet. You got my diet plan?
Your diet
You
plan?
ready?
What diet plan?
I thought you were gonna throw me a diet. Well, you said eat good. I thought you had the diet plan, man. I'm trying to get right over here, man.
You got it, big dog. You got it.
What's on your mind, sweetie? Appreciate you coming on.
Oh no, yeah. Thank you for having me. But I was just gonna agree with you real quick. Like I always say that two things can be true at the same time. And for me, I'll be honest. I always thought when Dion, was announced, he took the job. I was of course excited about it, but I said immediately 2 years in a possible. Like I'm playing spades. I was like 2 years in a possible. He needs time to get in here, show and prove. You're going to have to do that over at least 2 seasons if it goes really, really well. He's got the name, he's got the brand, and I know a person like him because I'm ambitious like that. Dion does not. He is the type of personality that wants to compete at the highest level.
Absolutely.
Of anything that he does. I'm like that. So I understand it.
I get it too.
You can't deny somebody. That's like every person's right. You know what I'm saying? To go after that. So I always respected and appreciated that and thought it was cool that he was just going to lend himself to, I was like, it's an opportunity for him, but it's also a whole lot of hard work if you're coming to an HBCU with limited resources. So I respected his decision, even though, yes, I thought it was, of course it's for the opportunity. It's of course to get to whatever. It was still really hard work and a task that he didn't have to take on. You know what I'm saying? So I thought, good for JSU, good for him. But I'm not gonna lie, I always cringed when he was, because it's in his nature to be inspirational, to be motivational. The man gets paid for it. He gets paid good money for it. I didn't know that he was like kind of pastoring at TD Jakes' church at one point in time. Not technically being a pastor, but it's in his nature to motivate people. And when you know that, you have to be accountable for your voice, how you use it, and what you say, especially when you're dealing with, I don't want to call us a vulnerable population, but
come on with it. Call it what it is now.
It's a vulnerable population. So when he started saying like, oh, God brought me here and, the mission with HBCU and my people and leveling the playing field and this, that, and the other, I thought to myself immediately, you can't do that in 2 years, right? That's impossible.
Hey, that's why I said. That's why I said at least a whole full contract, like 4 years, maybe. You know what I'm saying? We get something. My only thing, KJ, is all I said was we got to get something. We got to have something tangible in place to sustain us when he does leave. That's it.
That is true. But I will also say this: speaking of things being true at the same time, it's our responsibility to get the maximum out of this, y'all.
There you go.
Whenever he leaves, that should have been anticipated by, and I'm sure, and it has been anticipated. I would be hard. I would like, I would be my jaw would be dropped if Ashley Robinson said to me that, oh, I never thought he would leave. I never thought this, that, and the other in this amount of time. Come on,
right?
Man. We knew from the signing on of the contract, or at least we should have known. So I really do hate it for the people who got swept up in his just how he is and motivating. Because honestly, he didn't need to do that because I don't know how well he knew us to know that like, hey, we're gonna get behind you.
Facts.
Regardless, especially
that's what everybody was saying. Like, really, all I had to say was, "Look, man, I'm thankful for this opportunity, and we about to dominate.
And we about to dominate.
We in it. We like, let's do it, Coach. Let's do it. Yeah. Go ahead.
And so he didn't need to, and so that's why I was like always kind of cringing, like, oh Lord, Dion, if you take this, what I think you might do. If you do this, there's gonna be think pieces. And it's not just going to come from, it ain't just going to come from JSU alums and fans, because I think a lot of us understand and know football. Those of us who were into football beforehand and into college football and big time college football, we know how all this goes. So it's like we're new to it because it's our team, it's our school that we love. So there is some sensitivity, but we understand it. And, we'll be able to shake hands and say, thank you, Coach Prime, and good luck in your next opportunity. So I think that will be the response of a lot of, alums, even through, some sadness, which is, understandable. But there are going to be a whole lot of people that bought into that hope message and mission and this, that, and the other, because Jackson needs so much hope.
Yeah, we need a lot.
Need something
we need
like
a lot.
this to believe in, you know? And so I really, really hate it for those people. But again, they'll be all right.
Well, let me say this.
Have to manage.
You know what? That's what platforms like Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club, this platform, you guys, because it's important that, you can feel that way, but it's also important to, like he say, keep the main thing the main thing. At the end of the day, we still got a lot to do. There's a lot of things that, because everybody that I've talked to,
and we're not hopeless.
No,
like the problem that I have with people, I'm sorry to interrupt, Ken, but I gotta get this out. The problem I have with some people is this whole, I was like, the most value, I mean, forget the wins. The wins are great. It's great to be winning again. But the most valuable thing from this is what Dion showed is possible if you just have some of the resources. Now we kind of, we date. I would say the analogy I'd use is like we dated our first bad chick, right? Bad chicks come with different problems, okay? And now
I know.
It's like it's cool.
Trust me, I know. Yeah. Come on with it.
As my dad say, you might get your heart busted or whatever.
Done been down through there too. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? It's all right.
I'm talking about brush straight through. Go ahead.
But you know what I'm saying? But you learn something from it. And it's like, I think it's shown us, one, our value, because people can say whatever they want to say. Yeah. But Jackson State University is a special place. It's a special culture that can be built upon and leveraged. Dion showed that. We love our school. We are there in support of. We just need to step up on the alumni giving and fundraising. Facts. And it ain't just on alums. I'm about to call out the institutional advancement office and everything else too, because I used to be a professional fundraiser.
Come on with
things are not being done across the HBCU.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Let me stop you real quick. What you gonna be doing? Hey, y'all, I ain't trying to court KJ. I got a question to ask. What you gonna be doing tomorrow?
Let's see here. Well, I will be working.
You gonna be free sometime in the evening tomorrow? I need you to come back on here tomorrow, because we're gonna go long. We're gonna go all. We're gonna delve into it. You get what I'm saying? I got
let me see. What's tomorrow? Wednesday?
Tomorrow's Wednesday. Okay. I need you back on this thing, man. Come on back on here, man. Come on, KJ. You can't just come over here, drop bars like this, knowing I'm on a short time limit, and then you're gonna run off. Oh, no.
I'm gonna try. What time are you gonna come on?
I'm gonna come on tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific, though. It's 9 p.m. your time. I don't know where you at.
Well, I don't know. No. Actually, I'm Eastern, so I'm in the DC area. Yeah, I'll be 10. I'll be up. I'm trying to think. Wednesday, did me and the boyfriend make any plans? I don't think we did.
See that chat? She got a boyfriend, so chill out. I need my own to talk about what we're talking about. All right, tomorrow.
But I think I can join tomorrow.
Hey, boyfriend, if he listening, I need to borrow KJ for a little while tomorrow. If you don't mind, we got some important things to talk about.
He'll be all right. He a North Carolina A&T alum, so we ain't like this. We talk about SWAC stuff.
It's all good. Well, no, seriously. In all seriousness aside, I want to get Stoney Stout a chance to make a comment real quick. I'm definitely going to be on tomorrow. Please come on tomorrow. We're going to continue this tomorrow. For those that don't know, I got Bible class tonight, so I got to leave at 30 minutes. So I need y'all to. I'm going to let Stoney Stout say something, and then we're gonna finish it up, and then we're gonna come on. Man, I hated to interrupt that. I apologize.
No, it's okay. I'm out. I'll try to come on tomorrow.
Please, KJ will be back on tomorrow, y'all. So just don't cuss me out in the comments for cutting her off, because they always say, Ken, you don't ever let nobody finish. You so rude and all this old stuff. It ain't like that. But thank you so much, because you got a lot, and you got a lot that everybody needs to hear. So we definitely gonna have her back on tomorrow. Thank you.
All right.
Stony Stout, you last one up, baby. What you got?
Can you hear me, man?
I can hear you, baby. What's up?
First off, man, how can I come behind that, man? That's just like trying.
You got a tall order. You got a name Stony Stout.
That's just like trying to come behind Patty LaBelle or something. Like what you do?
Hey, dog, I don't know. I hate it. Look, I feel guilty for even stopping her, bro. You feel me?
Look, KJ kicked her shoes off and took her wig off, man.
Man, let me tell you something, KJ. I doff my hat off to you. But for real though, it's not just. Listen, when we talk about a collective, a cool thing about a collective also is a collection of ideas, man. A collection of energy, a collection of support. It ain't all about money. So, but go ahead.
Let me
try to help you out, dog. I'm trying to soften it up for you. KJ,
it's cool. But
shot a hole through the floor
because
you gonna have to walk around that hole.
Look here, I was praying like, oh Lord, I hope she not finna say what I'm finna say. But think about this, man.
Okay.
Can you imagine? Okay, everything was going on with all the notoriety that Prime getting / JSU or however you want to word it. It might come to a place where Jackson State will become the brand where everybody behind coach is going to be lining up to try to get a coaching job at JSU.
Boy, you took my. Boy,
Have you ever thought about
can't
that?
steal my thunder, dog. Keep going.
We went from being the ugly chick in 7th grade to the bad. You know what?
Now, hold on. We ain't trying to be no y'all. We ain't gonna be easy that you can just come run through us and run on out. We get
it. But think about it. People look. They're gonna be running to us with the gifts and the prizes, trying to be the number one.
I got a suggestion, bro. We got a couple of positions open right now in the SWAC. What if? Let me ask the people real quick. What if for right now, this new HBCU renaissance, you got Delaware State open, you got Arkansas Pine Bluff open, Bethune-Cookman open today. You got names like Ray Lewis want to get into coaching, Rod Woodson want to get into coaching, Marshall Falk want to get into coaching, Ed Reed want to get into coaching. What if HBCUs open the doors up and start giving our best and brightest? Because I'm gonna tell you something, Blue. I know Blue on here, and you just gonna have to listen to it because you're on here. I know for a fact that there is no black version of a Hugh Freeze. That got a tainted history, and he got the best coaching job, one of the best coaching jobs in all of coaching football. Now he is let me listen to me, y'all. Hugh Freeze is a phenomenal football coach. Everywhere he has gone, he has won. Okay? He has won. Yes, he has. And nobody talking about no daggum Liberty. He went over there and won. Malik Willis is in the league. We get it. This is the point I'm making. People like Cadillac at their best, people like Mickey Joseph, they can be interims, but getting the keys to the kingdom and getting a chance at the franchise, at the schools where they play, it's not just a black or white thing. I'm just telling y'all, this is what it is. This is how it goes. Now, HBCUs, what if we adopted that same model and say, you know what? You got to give us resources, though. It's a partnership. Your relationships goes back to the Under Armour interview. Relationships, your network. You have to be able to put goods into the culture. We ain't gonna just give you the job just because you got a big name, but you have to come with a plan on how you gonna elevate us from this point for the next 3 years. Where you gonna take us to? Besides just winning football games, or at least trying to win football games. You get what I'm saying? We got some gaps that we gotta try to close. Now we gonna scratch your back, but you gotta scratch ours too. How many of our institutions will be willing to do that? I know you talk about.
Ken, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. Well, let me play the. I don't like to say whatever, but I want to play the advocate.
The opposite's advocate. We don't say that.
Opposite's advocate.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be fair when that particular interview process comes? And you have to, and in so many words, you would have to ask, so how can you top the last? Well,
here's the thing. They're gonna know when they walk in there what they're going up against. And for those that's gonna say, what about the coaches that have worked their butt off? Ray Lewis interviewed at Morgan and didn't get hired. Damon Wilson did. You know why? Because Damon Wilson had a great track record. He's a great football coach. So it's not gonna just because you got a famous name. I'll give you another one. They said Marshall Falk was interviewed. I think he wanted to go to Southern. Somebody wanted to go to Southern. They chose.
It was Marshall Falk.
So I'm just saying, like, they'll have to, Southern will have to confirm that. Just because doesn't mean they're going to get that job, is what I'm saying. But if I'm an Arkansas Pine Bluff averaging 1,200 fans, and what you got to lose? You dig what I'm talking about?
You got nothing to lose.
You got everything to gain, nothing to lose. Jack State needed a football coach. We were struggling. We had been through 4 coaches already, and the timing was perfect. Now, granted, with our AD, if I'm knowing him like I do, he gonna want to go home run to home run. He's a slugger, bro. He ain't a single kind of guy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, he grand slam. He on some grand slam, you know.
He ain't going from batting fourth cleanup and going talking about some bunting. He trying to hit that joker 500 yards, 500 feet. I mean, you see what I'm saying?
What did Jay-Z? What did Jay-Z say? What did Jay-Z say? More than the relief pitcher, I'm the closer.
There you go. So what I'm saying is that there's a lot to unpack with this. The conversation is going to pick up even more so if Coach Prime do announce that he's going to leave, but I don't think he's going to do that just yet. I think for us, Jackson State, man, one more year on the Coach Prime just puts us even for, because here's what you got to consider. And y'all, this is y'all homework.
I think two more.
This y'all, I would love, you know. I'm gonna say this: more is better. I'm all for more. But let me say this though: they're gonna reopen the talks about the stadium come January. That's gonna be on the dock. You get what I'm saying? Like where it's gonna be. So the longer he's in place, because Under Armour didn't just come and bring shoes for the football team. He outfitted all sports.
I just had a
all sports. So
I promise to interrupt you. I just had a conversation with somebody. I said that Under Armour billionaire did not come to Jackson, Mississippi just to show some damn shoes.
Just trying to tell you, man. Listen, this has been so what I'm saying is his presence is advantage Jackson State. You get what I'm saying? And we want him to be there as long as he wants to be there. I know they coming for him, but we got to calm down and understand this is like KJ said something that was powerful. Coach Prime operates like a millennial. Do y'all realize that millennials usually 2 years, if you don't want to get stuck in the same spot longer than 2 years, you're trying to move.
They're forward thinking. Yeah.
You're trying to move. It's progressive thoughts. I'm trying to keep that thing growing. And that's how he's always been. So we can't feel slighted or somewhat feel like we've been shafted. I thought she had the best perspective I've heard, even than what I've thought about taking on his personality and why he's so hope, because that's just who he is. And you know what? He has a case to make that he has done some of that since he's been here in the short tenure. I don't know if he leave. God knows, I hope he don't. What could you imagine what our signing class would look like if he just come out and say, you know what, I'm not leaving. I'm gonna stay here. I played around with the give me my theme music. You know what I'm saying, bro? You talk about crunk. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, let me ask you this: do you think Coach Prime is satisfied with 2 SWAC championship rings on 5 fingers? Do you think he would be satisfied with just 2 rings, coaching championships on his finger?
No. I mean, I don't think he. Honestly, I don't know if that really. I don't know if that's as important as we might think it might be. You know what I mean? I know he wants to win and dominate. He has told us what's important to him. I hope like heck we donated and we showed out today. I know I donated. Hopefully everybody did donate. I'm gonna throw this back up there real quick if you hadn't, because I'm about to get off the stream, bro. Make sure y'all go to gojsutigers.com/give. Man, I don't care if it's $5, $10. They're asking for $100 per alum. Let's show them what we can do. Let's definitely let's give, because at the end of the day, if we're gonna keep him, it's gonna cost a little something, and we got to be willing to do that. I'm willing to do it. I know you guys are willing to do it, and we just got to continue to tell our story. We got to continue to put this in front of people and continue to stir up that energy that I think is going to take for us to get what we really want. Because here's the thing, y'all, ain't no going back. Once you start doing better, ain't no more excuses to not do better anymore.
Again, it goes back.
So if you go back to what you was doing prior to, Hey, Stoney, since I got you, and I'm looking at the time, y'all. I trust me. I'm counting in my head. As long as I'm out of here,
Yeah.
I got about 2 more minutes or whatever, because I already know what I'm gonna put on and everything. But the reality of the matter is that we're gonna be you can't. Oh, okay. This is what I was gonna say. I've had so many people since doing this YouTube stuff that have reached out to me, whether it be Facebook Messenger, whether it be IG, whether it be Twitter. Everybody that I've talked to has said that they have done better than they've ever done before in relation to Jackson State. You get what I'm saying? People are buying season tickets when they normally don't buy season tickets. I have to say this since I mentioned season tickets, y'all. Y'all do realize that season tickets is not your contribution to the school, right? I'm going to say that again. Somebody may challenge me on this, but season tickets is not you giving to the school. Giving to the school means you don't get nothing back. It's called a donation. A donation ain't buying season tickets, y'all. You can't consider it. Now, does the school benefit? Yes, in a small way it does from season tickets. I'm not saying if that's all you can do, then buy season tickets. I'm not judging you for it because everybody pockets ain't the same. But a donation means you're giving away money without anything coming back. We have a lot of people in our community that think, oh, well, I'll buy season tickets and that's just enough. Well, no, when you buy season tickets, you actually get something back. You get entrance into the game. So you're buying something. You're a customer now. You get what I'm saying? So if you want to really change the game, we got to be willing to put extra into the pot, knowing we're not going to get anything back in return. You're not going to get a data point. You got to just be okay with seeing progress at 1400 JR Lynch, man. We got to be okay. Listen, man, I don't have to go to Universal Studios, bro. But to see that the players went to Universal Studios, knowing that we had a hand in that, bro, my heart is full. We had our time. It's about what he say. It's about those kids, man, making sure they got a great experience. And if we can do what we can do to help supplement the coach's salary, we keep them as long as we can. Hey, we're gonna do that, man. So anything else you got, bro? Before I go, I'm rambling. I'm gonna let you finish.
You know what, bro? I'm speaking for myself, and I'm gonna go on the limb and say I'm probably speaking for maybe 2 or 3 other people on the channel, bro. You just grabbed me by my collar, bro.
I'm saying that for a reason, bro, because I hear it
all.
My collar, bro. I hear it all the time, and I'm gonna say this: I grab myself by the collar because let me tell you what I used to do.
Man's man, I said it.
Let me tell you what I used to do. I used to buy 1 or 2 sets of season tickets and maybe put $100 in the pot during donation set. And I was like, man, I'm doing my thing. And I'm like, my goodness. And then I realized that, you know what? If that's all you can do, then that's what you do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking anybody for that. I'm just saying I made a concerted effort to do more. Bro, I'm north of several G's, bro, like this year. And I'm saying to myself, you know what I've been trying to do, bro, to supplement that? I do side hustles, man. You get what I'm saying? I know the YouTube thing. I was like, if I'm putting time into this, hopefully I could. That's why, I got the donation opportunity. All this stuff go back into Jackson State, man. I sold my reserve tickets to somebody, turned right around and donated their money. You see what I'm saying? So that's just what I do. And all I'm saying is that you know what you can do what you can do, and be cool with it. You get what I'm saying? But just thinking that, if I buy a set of season tickets and I did enough, it don't really work like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why they coming to us saying, hey, we need to do these day of givings and throw something in the pot, man, and just get more in a habit. I think President Hudson, when he came on our 1400 Club call, said that we're sitting around 11% alumni giving, which is up from single digits. We got a long way to go, though, bro.
Can I say this? This is gonna take me about 15 seconds.
I
want to piggyback off of something you vaguely mentioned.
Okay.
All you YouTubers that didn't know nothing about Jackson, Mississippi, Jackson State, 1400 JR Lynch Street, that you didn't have y'all pages monetized, and let's be real, none of us would know who you was or are if it wasn't for Jackson State. When nobody know who you was.
Facts.
So
and it's only right.
If quote unquote Jackson State lose, y'all lose, because guess what? Y'all gonna go back to your mediocre jobs. Nobody gonna listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real. So put that money in the pot.
Put a little something in the pot, man.
Can I call him out?
No.
All right.
No.
All right.
We're not gonna say no names, bro. We just
all right, man.
everybody because I don't want to. Because what I'm gonna say, what I vowed to do, we're gonna keep it clean. No cussing.
Keep it clean.
No negativity. No bull junk. Just straight.
But you know what?
Positivity and we can be encouraging yet at the same time be straightforward. You know what I mean?
Look, you know what? You're right, because if I said what I said offended you or it pulled on your heartstring, I'm talking to you.
Yeah. Well,
so
here's the thing.
I appreciate the time, brother. You're gonna keep doing what you're doing.
Hey, you gotta come back on tomorrow, man. Hey, I appreciate everybody,
we
man.
already talked before. Me and you already talked. We just talked this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, God. But man, come on. Man, I ought to piss you out, man. Come on, dog.
That's why when you were like Stone Style, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just keep it G. Yeah.
Wait up, man. Hold on, dog. You told me your damn name, and I ain't even thought about it. Dude, I ought to call you and cuss you out, man. My bad, bro. Y'all understand. This is my dog right here, and I'm sitting here talking to him like, you damn sure told me you was like, dog, Stony Stout is me. God, dog, I feel like an idiot right now.
Nah, you good, man. It's all good.
Oh, no. Now that you just said it, I'm sitting up here like, wait a minute. I kept saying to myself, man, it sounds like Mark, man. I said, man, what the heck? My bad, bro. My mind is on leaving, so it's all love, bro. Yeah. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna chop it up.
We got it, man.
Hey, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Man, that was fun, man. I know I went over 17 minutes, but I still got good time, and I'm just whatever, man. So again, congratulations to all of our all SWAC honors, Coach Prime, Cody ×3. He probably gonna win National FCS Player Coach of the Year, which is gonna make him Cody ×4, and yeah, that's gonna be dope, man. Shout out to Shador, Offensive Player of the Year, Aubrey Defensive Player of the Year, Kevin Coleman, Freshman Player of the Year, all the first team SWAC players, all the second team SWAC players. Hey man, let's go get that W, man. Appreciate y'all. I'll be back on tomorrow night, man. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you're new to the page, hit the subscribe button right now. Turn your notification bell on. Hey, this thing ain't gonna stop. We're gonna keep it going. Make sure you go subscribe to Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club. We're on YouTube. Make sure you go. We got some more dope content coming through that page as well. Let's keep it popping, man. Let's get it going, man. Until then, y'all know what time it is, man. I see y'all tomorrow. Peace.